Anthony Hopkins is a true acting legend, captivating audiences with his cool intensity, understated elegance, and incredible range. From psychological thrillers to historical dramas, his performances have shaped some of cinema's most unforgettable characters. In this video, we'll be highlighting the 10 best Anthony Hopkins movies, a must-watch for any fan of his remarkable work. Let us know your favorites in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another great movie recommendation. Number 1. The Silence of the Lambs. The Silence of the Lambs is a 1991 psychological thriller film directed by Jonathan Demme, adapted from Thomas Harris's 1988 novel of the same name. Widely regarded as one of the greatest and most influential films of all time, it has left a lasting impact on the thriller and horror genres. The film is particularly noted for the masterful performance of Anthony Hopkins as Dr. Hannibal Lecter, a brilliant but sadistic psychiatrist and cannibalistic serial killer. His chilling presence, despite having less than 25 minutes of screen time, is considered one of the most haunting portrayals in cinema history. Jodie Foster also delivers a remarkable performance as Clarice Starling, a determined yet vulnerable young FBI trainee seeking to prove herself in a male-dominated field. The story revolves around Clarice, who is assigned to interview the imprisoned Hannibal Lecter in an effort to gain insight into the mind of an active serial killer known as Buffalo Bill. This ruthless murderer abducts and kills young women, removing their skin for a twisted purpose. Despite Lecter being confined behind bars, he exerts a terrifying psychological dominance over Clarice, manipulating her through his sharp intellect and unsettling ability to expose her deepest fears. Their tense, cerebral exchanges form the core of the film, blurring the lines between predator and prey, captor and investigator. The film masterfully balances psychological tension with horror elements, using dialogue, lighting, and cinematography to create an atmosphere of constant unease. Demme's use of close-up shots, particularly during Lecter and Clarice's conversations, forces the audience into an intimate and unsettling proximity to the characters. Every interaction between them feels like a battle of wits, with Lecter holding the upper hand while Clarice struggles to maintain her composure. The script is filled with memorable and chilling lines that have become iconic in pop culture. One particularly disturbing exchange occurs when Lecter analyzes Buffalo Bill's pattern of selecting victims. Beyond its psychological depth, The Silence of the Lambs also explores themes of gender dynamics, power struggles, and the nature of evil. Clarice's journey is not just about catching a killer, it is also a battle against the condescension and doubt she faces from male colleagues who underestimate her. Lecter, in contrast, seems to recognize her intelligence and resilience, making their interactions both unsettling and strangely intimate. With its gripping storyline, unforgettable performances, and masterful direction, The Silence of the Lambs remains a landmark in cinematic history. It was one of the few horror thrillers to receive widespread critical acclaim, winning 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Actress, an achievement rarely seen in the genre. Even decades after its release, the film continues to captivate audiences, maintaining its status as a psychological masterpiece. Number 2. The Father, directed by Florian Zeller. The Father is a deeply moving drama starring Anthony Hopkins, Olivia Colman, Mark Gatiss, Imogen Poots, and Olivia Williams. It features one of Hopkins' most powerful performances, portraying a man struggling with the devastating effects of dementia. The film offers an unsettlingly realistic glimpse into the disorienting experience of memory loss, capturing the confusion, frustration, and emotional toll that comes with the condition. As Anthony's mind slowly deteriorates, his daughter is forced to confront the painful reality that the father she once knew is slipping away. What sets The Father apart is its unique storytelling perspective. It places the audience inside Anthony's fractured mind, making them experience the world as he does. Time shifts unpredictably, familiar faces change without explanation, and conversations loop in ways that make it impossible to distinguish reality from delusion. The result is a deeply immersive and emotionally harrowing portrayal of dementia, allowing viewers to feel the same sense of disorientation and fear that Anthony endures. These simple yet devastating lines reveal Anthony's fragile grasp on reality and his growing inability to differentiate past from present. His insistence on details that never happened and his confusion about his daughter's plans highlight the heartbreaking progression of his condition. The scene encapsulates the film's central tragedy. Not only is Anthony losing his memory, but he is also losing his sense of self, and with it, the relationships that once defined him. Number 3. The Elephant Man. Directed by David Lynch, The Elephant Man, 1980, is a deeply moving historical drama starring John Hurt, Anthony Hopkins, Anne Bancroft, and John Gielgud. Based on true events, the film tells the heartbreaking yet profoundly human story of John Merrick, a man whose severe physical deformities make him an object of horror and ridicule in Victorian society. Born with an unknown condition that grotesquely distorts his features and body, Merrick is exploited as a freak show attraction, forced to endure humiliation and suffering as the Elephant Man. Society sees him only as a monstrosity, something to be stared at, pitied, or feared, rather than a man with thoughts, emotions, and a longing for dignity. His life takes a dramatic turn when he is discovered by Dr. Frederick Trevis, a compassionate physician who recognizes that Merrick is far more than his outward appearance suggests. Trevis brings him to the hospital, offering him shelter and a chance at a better life. However, their relationship is complex. While Trevis sees himself as Merrick's savior, he is also forced to confront uncomfortable questions. Is he truly helping Merrick, or has he simply placed him in a different kind of display, one that is more socially acceptable? Through Merrick's journey, the film challenges viewers to examine the nature of cruelty and kindness, questioning whether society's pity is just another form of condescension. This powerful declaration serves as the heart of the film. Merrick is not defined by his condition but by his soul, his kindness, and his capacity to feel. He is not seeking pity, he is seeking acceptance. Lynch's masterful direction creates an atmosphere of both beauty and horror, immersing the audience in Merrick's world. The stark black and white cinematography enhances the film's emotional weight, making his suffering even more poignant. The film does not shy away from depicting society's cruelty, from the jeering crowds to the so-called gentlemen who exploit Merrick under the guise of charity. Yet, amid the darkness, there are moments of profound tenderness. His friendships, his small triumphs, and his unyielding dignity in the face of unimaginable hardship. Ultimately, The Elephant Man is more than just a tragic biography. It is a meditation on humanity, empathy, and the way society treats those who are different. It forces the audience to confront their own biases and prejudices, leaving a lasting impact long after the final scene fades to black. Number 4. Thor, Ragnarok. Thor, Ragnarok, 2017. Directed by Taika Waititi, is a bold and energetic entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, blending action, comedy, and mythology into a visually spectacular adventure. The film stars Chris Hemsworth as Thor, alongside Tom Hiddleston, Kate Blanchett, Idris Elba, Tessa Thompson, and Anthony Hopkins. This installment takes a drastically different approach from its predecessors, injecting a vibrant, self-aware sense of humor while still delivering epic battles and high-stakes conflicts. The story follows Thor as he is cast far from Asgard after being overpowered by Hela, the ruthless goddess of death. Stranded on the distant planet Sakyar, he is captured and forced to fight in gladiatorial combat for the entertainment of the eccentric and unpredictable Grandmaster. However, the real shock comes when he discovers that his opponent is none other than his old ally, the Hulk. As Thor struggles to escape, he must also come to terms with his own identity and destiny, realizing that his strength comes from within rather than from his hammer, Mjolnir, which Hela shattered with terrifying ease. This exchange highlights the film's lighthearted tone, as Thor, despite facing world-ending stakes, often finds himself in absurd and comedic situations. Waititi's direction leans into this playfulness, giving the film a unique energy that revitalized the Thor franchise. At its core, Thor, Ragnarok is more than just a superhero film. It is a story of self-discovery, resilience, and the idea that destruction can pave the way for rebirth. Thor's journey forces him to redefine what it means to be a hero, leading to a climactic showdown where he embraces his true power. With dazzling visuals, a memorable synth-heavy soundtrack, and a perfect balance of action and humor, the film stands out as one of the most entertaining entries in the MCU. Number 5. The Lion in Winter. The Lion in Winter, directed by Anthony Harvey, is a gripping historical drama featuring powerhouse performances from Peter O'Toole, Katharine Hepburn, and Anthony Hopkins. This intense portrayal of political scheming and family betrayal not only introduced Hopkins to the big screen, but also demonstrated how the ambitions, rivalries, and power struggles of medieval royalty remain as compelling today as they were in the 12th century. Set during Christmas in 1183, the film follows King Henry II as he faces the daunting task of choosing a successor. With three sons vying for the throne, Richard, Geoffrey, and John, each with their own ambitions and alliances, the struggle for power turns into a ruthless game of manipulation. Meanwhile, Henry's estranged wife, Eleanor of Aquitaine, played masterfully by Hepburn, proves to be just as formidable as any of the men, using her sharp wit and cunning to influence the succession battle from her imprisonment. This exchange underscores the film's emotional depth. Beneath the relentless scheming and betrayals lies a tragic love story. Henry and Eleanor, once passionate lovers, now engage in a war of words and strategy, bound together by history, power, and a shared understanding of what it takes to rule. With its razor-sharp script, electrifying performances, and a timeless exploration of ambition and family dynamics, The Lion in Winter remains a masterclass in historical drama, proving that the fight for power is as personal as it is political. Number 6. The Remains of the Day. The Remains of the Day, 1993, directed by James Ivory, is a beautifully crafted drama featuring outstanding performances from Anthony Hopkins, Emma Thompson, James Fox, Christopher Reeve, and Hugh Grant. Refined, emotionally restrained, and deeply introspective, the film offers a poignant exploration of duty, regret, and the cost of unwavering loyalty. Set in the 1930s, the story follows Stevens, a devoted and highly disciplined butler who serves the Grand Darlington Hall with absolute precision and professionalism. His life revolves entirely around maintaining order and excellence within the household, suppressing his emotions to uphold the dignity of his position. However, his rigid worldview is quietly challenged when Miss Kenton, the intelligent and warm-hearted housekeeper, enters his life. Unlike Stevens, she does not shy away from human connection, and her presence gradually exposes the cracks in his carefully maintained facade. This moment, though seemingly trivial, reflects the deep divide between them. While Miss Kenton seeks connection, Stevens clings to his rigid sense of duty, refusing to acknowledge his own longing for companionship. His insistence on maintaining emotional distance ultimately leads to a life of quiet sorrow, a theme that lingers throughout the film. With its restrained yet powerful storytelling, The Remains of the Day is a meditation on the sacrifices made in the name of duty. It is a film about missed opportunities, the quiet ache of unspoken love, and the realization, too late, that life cannot be lived entirely in service to others without losing oneself in the process. Number 7. The World's Fastest Indian. The World's Fastest Indian, 2005, directed by Roger Donaldson, is a biographical sports drama that captures the exhilarating journey of one man's relentless pursuit of his dream. Starring Anthony Hopkins, Diane Ladd, and Jessica Kaffiel, the film is fueled by a charismatic and heartfelt performance from Hopkins, who brings both humor and determination to the role. Based on a true story, the film follows Burt Munro, a motorcycle enthusiast from New Zealand with an unshakable passion for speed. Despite his limited resources and aging Indian motorcycle, he refuses to let obstacles, whether financial, mechanical, or physical, stand in his way. His goal? To set a land speed record at the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah. Along the way, his journey is filled with challenges, unexpected friendships, and moments of pure exhilaration, all woven into a story that is as uplifting as it is entertaining. More than just a film about racing, The World's Fastest Indian is a testament to perseverance, proving that age, limitations, or circumstances are no match for true passion. Monroe's unwavering spirit and infectious enthusiasm make his story one of inspiration, adventure, and the thrill of pushing beyond what seems possible. Number 8. The Two Popes. The Two Popes, 2019, directed by Fernando Mireles, is a thought-provoking biographical drama starring Anthony Hopkins and Jonathan Pryce. What sets this film apart is its ability to engage audiences in a deeply human story, proving that its subject matter is far more compelling than one might expect. At its core, it is not just a film about religion, but about two men, Pope Benedict XVI and the future Pope Francis, who must bridge their differences and find a way to guide the Catholic Church through an era of transformation. Set against the backdrop of the Vatican, the film delves into the private conversations between these two spiritual leaders, portraying their ideological clashes, personal struggles, and the weight of the responsibilities they carry. Hopkins delivers a powerful performance as the reserved and traditional Pope Benedict, while Pryce embodies the more progressive and humble Cardinal Jorge Bergoglio, who would later become Pope Francis. Their debates explore faith, leadership, and the evolving role of the Church, creating an intense yet intimate drama filled with wit, warmth, and introspection. These words reveal the immense pressure of the papal role, reflecting the fear that stepping down could undermine the Church's stability. The film masterfully humanizes these historical figures, allowing the audience to see not just the religious leaders, but the men behind the titles, flawed, burdened, yet deeply devoted. With its sharp writing, stellar performances, and intimate storytelling, The Two Popes is a gripping and unexpectedly moving film that offers a rare glimpse into one of the most secretive institutions in the world, while reminding us of the power of dialogue, understanding, and change. Number 9. Dracula, 1992, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, is a visually stunning gothic horror film starring Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, and Keanu Reeves. Unlike many modern adaptations that stray from the original tale, this version returns to the heart of Bram Stoker's classic novel, embracing its dark romanticism and eerie suspense while revitalizing the legend after years of over-the-top portrayals. Coppola's Dracula does not seek to reinvent the infamous vampire, but instead restores his terrifying essence, presenting a character both monstrous and tragically human. Gary Oldman delivers a mesmerizing performance as Count Dracula, shifting between a seductive nobleman and a terrifying creature of the night. The film's rich atmosphere, marked by dramatic cinematography, hauntingly beautiful set designs, and an operatic score, immerses viewers in a world of horror, passion, and the supernatural. Through Coppola's bold direction and an unforgettable cast, Dracula cements itself as a defining adaptation of the vampire mythos, restoring the Count's terrifying allure while delving into his tortured soul. The result is a film that lingers in the imagination, reminding audiences why Dracula remains one of the most enduring figures in horror history. Number 10. Meet Joe Black. Meet Joe Black, 1998, directed by Martin Brest, is a romantic fantasy that blends love, mortality, and the mystery of the afterlife. Starring Brad Pitt, Anthony Hopkins, and Claire Forlani, the film explores an unusual and thought-provoking premise. What happens when death itself decides to walk among the living? The story follows Bill Parrish, a successful media mogul and devoted father, whose life takes an unexpected turn when he is visited by death, appearing in the form of a charming young man named Joe Black. Instead of claiming Bill's life immediately, death proposes a deal. In exchange for a short extension on Bill's life, he will get to experience what it means to be human. However, complications arise when Joe Black develops feelings for Bill's daughter, leading to a delicate balance between the supernatural and the deeply personal. With its slow-burn storytelling, poetic dialogue, and mesmerizing performances, Meet Joe Black is an introspective and emotional exploration of life's impermanence, reminding us that even death can be curious about the very thing it takes away. And that concludes our list of the 10 best Anthony Hopkins movies. Do you agree with our rankings, or would you put another movie at number 1? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you want to learn more about any of these films, check out the links in the description. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.